because I personally don't think I could do it. It would take everything in me to suppress what I would really want to do. Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to a brand new video. To my house guests, come in, make yourselves at home, make yourselves comfortable. If you're visiting my channel for the first time and you'd like to become a house guest, don't forget to hit subscribe and activate all of your notifications. I'm Chez, this is Chez M0i. Welcome to my place. Okay guys, so the day this video uploads will be Sunday the 19th of March, which in the UK is Mother's Day. Elsewhere, I know that it will happen on May the 14th, but regardless of which day it falls on, we're mothers every day. So I want to wish you, my mummy subscribers especially, a happy Mother's Day. Now at this point, I have over 20 years experience of being a mother. It has been the most interesting job of my entire life. It has been rewarding, exhausting, exhilarating, frustrating, joyful, sad, and hopeful. Being a mum requires mental fortitude and a whole lot of patience because these kids will definitely try your patience. Being a mum means that the love you have for your child is unconditional. Being a mum means that you have to undertake a huge responsibility for someone who relies on you. They rely on you for emotional support. They rely on you for comfort. They rely on you to be a listening ear. They rely on you for so much. You will make mistakes along the way. However, in making those mistakes, you learn so much and your kids are excellent teachers. I want to encourage all of you mums to keep going. If you're a mother who's lost a child through miscarriage, I can tell you that even 23 years after the event, the emotional pain doesn't go away, but over time you learn how to manage that pain. If you're a mother who's lost a child in infancy, like my mum has, the same applies. My brother Markle has never been forgotten, and my mum does talk about him from time to time. Not in an obsessive, sad way, but she remembers him fondly. If you're a mother caring for a child with special needs, mental or physical, and I just encourage you, if you haven't already, to obtain as much support as you possibly can, because you can't do it on your own. For 24 hours you have to be there for that child, but you do it because it's your child. The fact that you're still here is a testament to your incredible strength. And if you're a lady who hasn't given birth to children that you're taking care of, I'm going to acknowledge your self-sacrifice today because you're still fulfilling the role of a mother. One mother who I'd like to recognise today is Doria Ragland, who, as you know, is the mother of the Duchess of Sussex. I don't know her at all, like I don't know any of these people that I speak about in these videos. From the little that I do know of her, and I'm glad it is very, very little, and from what I've seen, this woman has exuded grace and dignity at a time when the world has literally come against her one and only daughter, who's had to endure abuse on the internet, who's had to endure abuse from various quarters. What I've seen in the last week has absolutely turned my stomach with regard to the treatment of Meghan. People have channels specifically dedicated to hating this woman. To actually be the mother of someone who's had to endure that and maintain a dignified silence, I personally don't think I could do it. It would take everything in me to suppress what I would really want to do. But at the end of the day, Doria wins because people expected her to behave stereotypically. And if you're someone that looks like me, you know exactly what I mean. Doria has never done that. I give her her flowers for that. Because you know, as a mother, and this has happened to me with my child, when someone has attacked your child, you're a lioness at that point. And having just to deal with that, see your child go through that. It's disgusting what I've seen. And one thing I'm glad about is that Meghan, by her own admission, doesn't see anything online. She doesn't view social media. She came off social media when she got involved with Harry. Because if she were to see the vile, disgusting things that were said about her, you can understand why she was ready to take her life at one point. Doria hasn't changed the way that she wears her hair. She hasn't been moved by people commenting that she wears a nose ring. She hasn't compromised herself for anyone.
Doria Lois Ragland, born September 2nd, 1956, is an American social worker and former makeup artist and yoga instructor. She is the mother of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Doria Ragland was born in Cleveland, Ohio, to nurse Jeanette Arnold and her second husband, Alvin Ezell Ragland, an antiques dealer who sold items at flea markets. According to inferred conclusions and information passed down, much of it verbally, from earlier generations, the Ragland family descend from Richard Ragland, born into slavery in Jonesboro, Georgia in 1830. He lived long enough to experience the abolition of slavery in 1865. His surname came from slave owner William Ragland, a Methodist planter and land speculator who had emigrated during the 18th century from Cornwall, England, to North America. Career and education. After leaving Fairfax School, Doria Ragland worked as a temp assistant, makeup artist, and met her future husband Thomas Markle while employed on the set of the television show General Hospital. Later on, their daughter Meghan stayed with Thomas Markle as Ragland pursued a career. She later worked as a travel agent and owned a small business before filing for bankruptcy in the mid-2000s. Ragland completed a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. In 2011, she earned a Master of Social Work from the University of Southern California. After passing California's licensing exam in 2015, she was a social worker for 3 years at the D.D. Hirsch Mental Health Services Clinic in Culver City. Ragland also worked as a yoga instructor. In 2020, it was reported that she would teach a jewelry making course at Santa Monica College. In the same year, Ragland became CEO, CFO, and secretary of a care home firm in Beverly Hills called Loving Kindness Senior Care Management. Ragland married lighting director Thomas Markle Sr. on December 23, 1979, at Hollywood's Paramahansa Yogananda Self-Realization Fellowship Temple in a ceremony performed by Brother Bhaktananda. Their daughter Meghan was born in 1981. The couple separated when their daughter was 2 years old. They divorced in 1987. Both parents contributed to raising Meghan until, at the age of 9, she began living with Thomas Markle full-time while Ragland pursued a career. Ragland resides in View Park, Windsor Hills, California, in a house inherited from her father in 2011. She has accompanied Meghan to public events and attended her 2018 wedding to Prince Harry in Berkshire. Ragland became a grandmother on May 6, 2019. She flew to the United Kingdom to see her grandson, Archie Mountbatten-Windsor, and his parents. In July, she attended Mountbatten-Windsor's christening at the private chapel at Windsor Castle. Her granddaughter, Lilibet Mountbatten-Windsor, was born on June 4, 2021, in Santa Barbara, California. Now, as you can see, this information has been taken from Wikipedia, which we all know is not 100% reliable, but it's consistent with the information that I've seen over the last few years, so I'll just use that as a basis. Other information that I've seen online has been absolutely disgusting, to put it mildly. It all centres around Doria supposedly having spent time in prison. There are various forums dedicated to trashing Doria and Meghan. And my observation is that these attacks come mainly from women, which is ironic since we're in the month celebrating women, having just observed International Women's Day on the 8th of March. My question is, if Doria had served any time in prison whatsoever, do you think the Queen of England would have allowed Meghan to have anything to do with Harry? In my limited knowledge, the intelligence services, so they do a deep dive into the background of anyone that becomes a person of interest. They are not stupid. The royal family is not stupid. The intelligence services have information on everyone in this country to a greater or lesser degree, depending on who you are. But someone like Prince Harry, you know, they're not just going to allow anyone to join the royal family. If she had a criminal record, we'd have known about it. If she's had to file for bankruptcy, logic dictates that there will be court documents, because she would have had to attend a court hearing like millions of people across the globe who file for bankruptcy. So where this story's been dredged up that she spent time in prison for tax evasion and all these other things, all these, you know, other financial misdemeanors, if it were true, that would be in the public domain. Even people that have trashed her have tried to dig and dig and dig. They found nothing. And I can guarantee you 100%, if the British tabloids got hold of anything like that, she would have been dragged and dragged and dragged and dragged. They've dragged her for her appearance. They've dragged her for the colour of her skin. They've dragged her for where she comes from. I will do a video about this. I don't know when. But the hypocrisy of us as women, I really find it astonishing. You know, people have come up with court documents, yes, and there is no evidence that she has spent time in prison. I just find it really ironic that it's women bashing women. At the end of the day, I am no expert. You guys are the experts when it comes to these guys, and I'm actually learning from you. And what I love about my house guests, they are respectful. The ones that are not respectful, I don't understand how we as adults, as grown women, can be so toxic. That's the only word I can think of. It doesn't represent you well as a woman. I can't allow that on my channel because I've seen various comments in some of the videos where people have said, oh, you know, Meghan's lied, this, that, etc., etc. Meghan this, Meghan that. do not watch this channel. There are thousands of YouTube channels dedicated to bashing Meghan. This is not a channel that fosters negativity and hostility, especially from women. We as adults, we as grown women, we should know better. And it disgusts me to see all of this online. That's all I've seen this week in preparation for this video. We need to do better. We're supposed to be empowering each other, but instead we do this. We tear each other down. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on the back of the information for Doria. Back to the video.
It's really great to see the close bond that Doria and Meghan have with each other. And in turn, it's great to see the bond that Meghan has with her children.
So a few weeks ago, while I was working on this very episode, my mom called. She actually FaceTimed. All right, so the first one is, you said, is, oh, sugar, my mom's FaceTiming me. Hey, mommy.
Hey. That's my girl.
I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. It's okay. I'm recording right now. Do you want to see?
I see. Look.
Hi, we're just doing some podcasting. Can I call you back in a little bit? It was just your run-of-the-mill mother-daughter conversation.
Okay, you have on a smiley face.
I have on a smiley face. I love you. Yeah.
I love you too.
Okay.
I'll see you on Saturday.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye. But my mom, she did this thing. You may have heard this clicking sound that she was doing. All right, gang. My mom literally just pulled out a reference of what I came up with as a cool handshake to do with her when I was about 8, which was snap, scissors, cut, chicken away. I'm 41 years old and she's like, okay. It's great. And it just put me right back into the past, thinking about my childhood and our little quirks together. And then with this episode on my brain, it got me thinking about all the ways my mom supported me, how she took care of me and the house and herself, and how she just juggled so much. The amount that women carry, that they navigate, it's immense. And it's often the most thankless, unpaid labor there is. There's no union. There's no lunch break. There's nothing like that. At home, women just work really, really hard. And a lot of that work is born out of necessity. But so much of it is also born out of expectations. The idea that we need to fit the exact cookie cutter shape the world wants to jam us into. And
For those of you who are around my daughter's age, she turned 20 recently. For those of you who are around that age, I'm going to share some things with you that I've told her all her life growing up, because this world is very evil. This world is extremely wicked. And especially since the introduction of social media, it's a very toxic environment. And I never want to see anyone suffer, especially someone who could be impressionable. You have to be mentally strong to live life now. You have to be on your guard at all times. And this is what I've told my child from a very early age. I'm going to give you 10 things. I've told her a lot more things, but these are 10 things that I'm going to share with you and just expand on each one a little bit. So, number 1, be grateful for everything that you have. You expressing gratitude will bring more of the things into your life that you desire. It doesn't cost anything to be grateful. Don't take what you have for granted, because it can be taken away at the snap of a finger. Always be grateful for what you have. Number 2, never be ashamed of who you are. You are packaged like this for a reason. There is absolutely no one else on this planet who is anything like you, because you were created to fulfill a specific purpose. Number 3, not everybody will like you. Not because you've done anything wrong, 9 times out of 10, someone who doesn't like you will actually not have any reason not to like you. They just don't. What you have to understand is that they've seen something in you as a young woman that they wish they had for themselves. The way that they treat you says more about them than it does about you. Number 4, be good to people. Always help whenever you can. People may not necessarily remember what you did or said to them, but they will always remember how you made them feel. So be good to people. Stay humble and discreet. Understand that you're not perfect. However, you must think well of yourself enough to love yourself. Not in a conceited or arrogant way, but in a healthy and balanced way. Because if you don't love yourself, how do you expect anyone else to love you? If you don't like what you see, how do you expect anyone else to like what they see when they see you? You don't need to brag about anything. When a queen enters a room, she doesn't need to make a proclamation that she's a queen. Everyone already knows she's a queen because the atmosphere changes and the attention goes towards her. Number 6, do not make it your mission in life to please people. Do not idolize anyone and don't be a follower. Always ask questions, even when those questions are likely to make people uncomfortable. Never trade your authenticity for validation. If people can't accept you for the you that you were created to be, they're not your people. Stay far away from these people. Stay far away from them. Be aware that these type of people operate under an atmosphere of control and manipulation born out of insecurity. So whatever they can do to make you feel less than, they will always take that opportunity. They don't want you to succeed, because if you dare to succeed, that means they're left behind. Number 7, if people talk about you, it's none of your business. Let them talk, because even when you do something good, they will always find something negative to say. And they will tell everybody because they want everyone else to think the same about you as they do. Understand that these people are not your supporters and you do not need to associate with them in any way, shape or form. Their unsuccessful life is a reflection of their negative outlook. Number 8, choices that you make have consequences. Not just for you, but for everyone in your circle, regardless of whether the choice you make is good or whether it's bad. So be careful when you're making decisions. Number 9, be health conscious. Eat well, stay active. Feed your mind with positive, uplifting material. Stay away from material that is likely to put you in a negative headspace. Number 10, be your own ambassador. First impressions last. Be presentable when you leave your home, because people that you meet will judge you purely on your appearance in the first 7 seconds. Keep your language free from profanity, especially in public, because it displays a lack of self-control. Don't compromise yourself for anyone. So as I wrap up this video, guys, I want to wish you once again happy Mother's Day. Sorry I couldn't give you real flowers, but I do hope you get actual flowers today. I hope you're pampered. I hope you're well taken care of. Enjoy the rest of your day, and you should catch me in the next video.